on the first of the month, I could always hear the cabinets in the kitchen opening and closing. I could always hear my big brother in there cooking something to eat. But I came accustomed to the smells. It almost smelled like grandmama's sweet potato pie. But it's a smell that I would eventually correlate with death, money, and murder. Now I didn't know how my brother made his money, but I knew it had something to do with him cooking in the kitchen when mama was working the night shift. Him and the big boys would give me $5 or $6 just to get out of the house for a while, even though I wouldn't go that far. I'd just walk across the street, grab a Snickers and some chips, then sit on the back porch watching the rats run from the dumpster to the vacant car across the street. Then I would see the big boys leave my house carrying big bags. I'm not sure what was in those bags, but I knew within 5 days they would be back. It was almost like a routine, and this went on for a couple of summers until my brother got caught with some drugs. Well, that's what I heard the big folks at Big Mama's house talking about cocaine. Wow. 7 summers later, now I know what that smell was. Now I know what that smell was. Man, what you got cooking in that gumbo pot? I heard that's the reason why little Jay got shot. That shit you cooking in that gumbo pot. That smell, the white girl, death, money, and murder. Stacking the dead bodies, mama crying, grandmama crying, damn. And all I wanted to do was make a few extra dollars to keep the lights on. From East Oakland to South Central to the 5th Ward, hustling was mandatory, and so was the dead bodies. But this time it was me in the kitchen at my girlfriend's house. She was 6 months pregnant. And this new hustle of crack cocaine hit urban ghettos and communities like a tsunami. Now I knew what I was doing was wrong. It's wrong when your PG&E is off. It's wrong when there's no food in your refrigerator. It's wrong when you can't take care of your pregnant girlfriend. The streets have always been wrong. The one thing I made right was the money and the cocaine. I cooked every 4 nights, not even 20 years old, making more money than many people with college degrees, slanging these keys. Now, I didn't start off with keys, of course. It was an ounce led to 4. The next thing you knew, I was buying a quarter pound and a kilo. Oh, I almost forgot. My brother, he did 3 years. And when he got out, I was already on my way. Now it's sad that he's a junkie now, a dope fiend. He works for me. Now I know what that smell was like. Girl, I know that sound. sounds fucked up. Man, what you got cooking in that gumbo pot?
Eric Newton talked that shit about that Oakland game. The first thing you noticed wasn't the cracks in the sidewalk. It was East Oakland. East 14th Boulevard, breathing before sunrise. Foothill waking up one storefront at a time. The number 40 bus coughing black smoke into the morning air. The smell of barbecue drifting across liquor stores. Fresh cut grass from somebody who still believed in taking care of their little piece of the world. And grease rising from neighborhood kitchens before the sun found the rooftops. Old men played dominoes, women swept their front porches. Children raced bicycles past vacant lots that held stories nobody ever wrote down. Then there was the other conversation, the one whispered between grown folks when they thought little ears weren't listening. Names floated through the neighborhood like legends. One of those names was Felix Mitchell. To a little boy, legends always sound bigger than life. Nobody explained the price that came with becoming one. They only talked about the cars, the clothes, the confidence, the money. Nobody talked about the funeral. Nobody talked about the mothers. Nobody talked about how quickly your neighborhood can mistake survival for success. That's what East Oakland taught me. Sometimes a child grows up admiring the shadow before he ever sees the darkness that cast it. Selling dope in the crack era and trying to get out the game without becoming another dead body. Selling dope in the crack era and trying to get out the game without becoming another dead body. By sunset, the neighborhood changed its clothes. Cadillacs rolled slowly past corner stores. Beige shook apartment windows. Street lights flickered awake. Everybody looked like they knew exactly where they belonged, even when they didn't. The older brother stood on corners talking in code. The younger brother stood across the street pretending they weren't listening. I was one of them watching, learning, trying to understand why everybody chased the same dream back then. East Oakland could make the dope game look beautiful until another ambulance turned the corner, until another mother cried into her hands, until another candle burned beside another photograph. The neighborhood kept moving, but every block remembered selling dope in the crack era and trying to get out the game without becoming another dead body. Ooh, selling dope in the crack era and trying to get out the game without becoming another dead body. I listened to the hustlers standing on the corners. Every story sounded bigger than the last. All I wanted was a two-tone Falcon sitting on Zeniths and Vogues, floating down Foothill Boulevard like I had finally become somebody. When I walked through the halls of Fremont High, that's where I first met little Daryl, just a youngster with a neck full of gold, carrying himself like he already understood how the streets work. People whispered he was related to Felix Mitchell. I never knew if it was true, but that's what the neighborhood believed. The packages moved like waves crashing against the bay shoreline. By then, crack cocaine wasn't a rumor anymore. It had become part of the neighborhood's reality. Brothers were risking everything, trying to earn poverty, and me, I got caught up in it too. I wanted to be a hustler. I thought the streets were handing out dreams. Instead, they were collecting names. Sometimes you gotta be careful what you wish for. I never imagined I'd watch so many lives disappear onto the asphalt. I never imagined I'd see my own blood running across the same corner where I once chased that life. That's the truth in the ghetto. Too many young brothers never get the chance to grow old. That's why I'm still here telling the story, so somebody else doesn't have to become one. Oh, yeah. You know, if you find this video, you probably already fuck with me, and that's cool. I really appreciate it, so you know, I'm Wanna keep it 100 with you. I be tripping, I be flashing sometimes. Shit, I got a red cup in my hand right now, sitting in front of the mixing board. I'm just reminiscing and thinking about my childhood, and some shit we can't understand until we reach adulthood. And being a black man, raised in Oakland, California, I know I'm rambling, I know I'm mumbling, but fuck it, bear with me. I just had a flashback sitting on the porch on my birthday, waiting for my daddy to pull up. He didn't pull up. I remember at one of my little league games, I was looking and scanning in the bleachers. No dad. Yet I never hated him, I just often thought maybe he was busy. Too busy, but damn, too busy for your child. My mother, she never talked bad about him, but as a child, I'm like, why did she even fuck with this dude? And I never got that answer, probably because I never asked her. You know that was grown folk business, but you know, I think and I wonder. And I often lay in my bed late at night, thinking how things might have been different if I had that positive black male role model in my life. Like many brothers, I grew up with only a single mother in a household. Yet we didn't feel we were missing anything, because what we didn't learn from our dads, we learned on to have bad habits, of course. Yet I can only wonder, would he have stopped me from jumping in this dope game, crack cocaine game? I can only wonder, the cycle has to be broken, that I'm still standing, that I'm still able to tell my story. And I hope it saves someone's life, save someone's life, save someone's life, save someone's life. Yet I can only wonder how many of my friends who lost their lives on those Oakland streets, trying to make a few dollars, trying to get candy paint, trying to get a feel of sweatsuit, a gold chain, trying to maintain a ghetto name, which at that time meant the world. Shit, you got all the pretty dark-skinned and light-skinned girls. I wonder about all of the gifts that lay now dormant in cemeteries all around ghetto Americas. I wonder about the kids that were never born, the dreams that will never be brought to fruition. Late night pimping and pandering, drug sales, jail cells. I wonder how things would have panned out, not only for me but others in the black community. The hustling game, trying to maintain, thinking we were getting away with something. Yeah, we didn't know the after effects, the term of crack, baby. The new legislation put on books, 3 strikes, you're out. Taking black families out, taking the young black brothers that had young black women pregnant when they were swept away in drug raids. Some never ever seeing the black community again. Ooh, they're returning, yeah, creating another cycle of young black brothers. Wonder what could have been, what would have been, if they had a positive black role model in a house. Rinse and repeat, damn, I hate to say it, just another young dead brother dead on the street. The cycle has to be broken, and I'm not sure how to fix it, I'm just a young kid from Oakland who made it. Now thank you for listening. I'm gonna pour me another shot of this Hennessy in this red cup, and just think about how fucked up the game was. Yet I'm still standing, yet I'm still able to tell my story. And I hope it saves someone's life, save someone's life, save someone's life, save someone's life. I can only wonder, would he have stopped me from jumping in this dope game, crack cocaine game? Yeah, I can only wonder, the cycle has to be broken. Yet I'm still standing, yet I'm still able to tell my story. And I hope it saves someone's life. I don't care how many years it's been, it still hurts. A lot of people ask me, would you do it again? How could you take another man's life? Well, you listen to this shit. Some think it was the day my brother died. truth is, it happened long before either one of us walked into that warehouse. You don't wake up one morning and suddenly find yourself carrying a bag full of money into an abandoned building. Every decision before that day was another step leading us to the same destination. By the time we realized that we were already too far down the road to turn around. That afternoon felt ordinary.
Too ordinary. The kind of ordinary that makes you believe tomorrow is guaranteed in the town. My brother was riding with me, talking about what we do once everything was over. We had plans bigger than the streets, bigger than the neighborhood, bigger than the names in the pen. We kept telling ourselves this would be one more.
Just one more.
The warehouse sat alone like it had been forgotten years ago. Broken windows, rusted steel doors, concrete stained by time.
It didn't look like a place where anything good had ever happened. I remember looking around before we got out of the car.
Everything felt still, too still. The kind of silence that makes your instincts whisper something your pride refuses to hear. Neither one of us said much. We've been brothers our whole lives.
Sometimes silence says everything. Our footsteps echoed across the concrete floor as we walked deeper inside. The air smelled like old machinery, dust, oil, and rain trapped inside walls that hadn't seen sunlight in years. Every sound bounced back at us. Every shadow looked alive. I tightened my grip on the bag, not because I was scared, because something didn't feel right. Then I saw them. Their faces never changed, no smiles, no introductions, no conversation, business, at least that's what I thought. When the money came into view, time slowed down. I remember looking at my brother, he looked at me. Then everything exploded. The first gunshot sounded louder than thunder inside that warehouse. My brother hit the ground before my mind could even understand what my eyes had seen. I reached toward more shots. The sound was deafening. Concrete splintered around us. Metal screamed. The air filled with smoke.
Pain slammed into my body so hard it stole every thought from my head. I fell, I couldn't tell where I'd been hit, only that my body wasn't listening anymore. I tried to crawl, my arms gave out. I tried to call my brother's name, nothing came out.
The world became heavier. Voices fading. Footsteps moved away from us. Then, silence. A few seconds later, I heard the sound that would stay with me for the rest of my life. Tires. An SUV accelerated across broken pavement, its tires screaming as it disappeared and into distance. That was the last thing I heard. Darkness swallowed everything. When I finally opened my eyes again, nothing looked familiar. The warehouse was gone. The cold concrete had been replaced by white ceilings and fluorescent lights. Machines surrounded me. Something breathed beside me before I realized it was breathing for me. I tried to lift my hand. I tried to lift my hand. Nothing. I tried to move my legs. Nothing. Even opening my eyes felt like lifting 100 pounds. Faces came and went. Doctors, nurses, family, friends. Some cried, some prayed, some stood there without saying a word because there weren't any words left to say. The room felt full, yet I never felt more alone. Days blended into nights, nights blended into weeks. The calendar kept moving while my body refused to cooperate.
I had to learn things I never imagined I'd have to learn again. How to sit up, how to stand, how to take a single step, how to accept help. The physical pain was one thing.
The silence inside my head was another. Then came the question I had been afraid to ask. Where's my brother? Nobody answered, nobody had to. I saw it on every face in the room. Some losses don't need words. From that moment forward, every step I took carried 2 lives, mine and the one my brother never got to finish. People say surviving is a blessing, maybe they're right, but surviving also comes with a weight nobody prepares you for. Because
Cause every morning you wake up asking the same question. Why him? And not me.
You know, we're supposed to be family, but y'all treat me like I'm nothing. Sometimes it feels like you're jealous of me and I'm the one with less. You have the houses, the cars, and everything else people spend their lives chasing, but you're still focused on material things.
Me? I walked away from the streets. I chose education, I chose growth, I chose peace.
Then it's like the moment I started becoming a better man, y'all stopped supporting me. Sometimes I wonder if my success became a mirror, reflecting everything you never wanted to face. And I'm so cool on you, Oakland, right now, and I understand now, and there's no love lost. Not everybody is assigned to celebrate your purpose. Some people are only assigned to witness it. See, once you understand who you are, once God reveals your gifts, and once He begins to show you the plans He has for your life, you start to realize that sometimes it's necessary to leave your hometown. Not because you don't love it, but because you may never be fully valued there. Sometimes you have to travel beyond familiar streets to find the people who can truly appreciate what you've been called to become.
Sometimes what we learn on the street, sometimes what we learn in our own community, shapes who we're meant to become, shapes who we're destined to be. Even when the hood never shows us love, even when our own mothers don't always know how to express love,
You're okay because God sees value in you. Newton, you're not tripping.
it's never been you,
It's never been about you,
special.
and you're gonna be alright.
This is my message to me.
I love you, D. The family, the friends, and even the neighborhood that raised you may have never been your final destination. They were where you learn resilience, patience, discernment, and the coping mechanisms that prepared you for the journey ahead. So don't become discouraged when the people you thought would support you don't. Sometimes it even includes family. It doesn't always mean they don't love you. Sometimes their assignment was to teach a lesson, not to walk beside you forever. Take the lesson, carry the wisdom, leave the bitterness behind, and continue becoming the best version of yourself. Because the purpose God placed inside you was never meant to be limited by the place where your story began.
Sometimes what we learn from history,
Sometimes what we learn in our own community
shapes who we're meant to become,
shapes who we're destined to be. Even when the hood never shows us love, even our own mothers don't always know how to express love.
Get okay.
Cause God see value in you. No, you're not tripping.
It's never been you,
It's never been about you.
your stature.
And you're gonna be alright.
This is my message to me.
I love you, D. Sometimes the people who seek your greatest foes are the ones you love the most. And that's okay. It's okay to be yourself. It's okay to put yourself first. Protect your peace. Keep growing. Keep becoming the person God created you to be.